Living your fullness with the loving energy. The Loving Energy Newsletter, Horse Issue number 5. 1. Hello Self-Portrait. 2.1. The Divine Reviews, Fu-Foo. 2.2. Hello Quantum Pain Release. 3. Hubris. 4. Sekhem Pyramid Transmission, Edition, Tough Love. 5. I Allow My Fullness. One. Hello Self-Portrait. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Loving Energy Newsletter, Horse Issue number 5, where I'm going to tell you about my becoming the photo queen. Anna Rebelou of Anna Stories gave me an interview and she asked me for some photographs. I haven't had any photographs taken for a while. I will try and look for some. Much as I would love the article to go live as soon as possible, I wasn't enthusiastic about looking for old photos. Just go and take some new ones, Anna urged. Now that got me both excited and nervous at the same time. I did have a plan for a series of photographs about my favorite places for my new website. I didn't think it would be so soon, and I didn't know I would be doing this without photomen. A friend very kindly agreed to be my photographer. I didn't feel good about that though. It was never easy to express to photomen what I wanted, and I didn't imagine it would be easier with my friend. Plus, she didn't sound keen on having an early start, while I knew the sun would have risen too much by 8 o'clock. I happened to go to a yoga class that day, and next to the yoga studio was an electronic shop. Photomen's self-portraits came to my mind and that gave me an idea. I bought a tripod for my phone and announced to my yoga teacher and classmates that I was going to take some self-portrait. After testing my equipment that evening, I started crying. Can I do it? I wondered. In theory, anyone with a phone and a phone tripod can. I suspected that my fear had more to do with whether I could stand on my own. Photoman always knew what time the sun rises and falls, and he knew exactly which time and which weather conditions produced the images he was after. Over the years, I heard some of these principles, but I never used those principles because I never planned a photo shoot myself. Spirit, I don't know what time. Please wake me up. Oh, and what will I wear? I asked. We will tell you in the morning, the spirit said. The choice of outfit surprised me. I was thinking a pair of shorts for the beach and a jumper for the contrast, but they chose the opposite, my favorite brand dungarees and a sleeveless top. I thought, yes, now that I'm boss, I will wear my favorite clothes. But only much later I realized the brand was in harmony with the sand. Photomen did say we don't always want to have too many colors and that the outfit should blend in with the environment because photography is about how the whole image flows as a whole. The spirit continued to guide me with the outfit choices, all black for the colorful stadium, a long flowy dress to go with my long flowy hair for the rambatical mural, and dungaree shorts for the harbor. Somehow, even when I didn't think the outfit would work, I felt good about them. I guess that's intuition, or my heart knows, or is it my soul? The spirit told me the timing too. Take the 4 p.m. bus to the center. I didn't understand why until my friend told me she wanted to take a picture of the mural too, but there was a patio umbrella blocking her when she was there. The morning I planned to walk to the harbor for the Venetian fortress, the spirit woke me up just after 5. I don't drive, so I had to be extra early to walk there. At first light, I panicked that I was too late and started walking faster, but the spirit said, "Don't, you don't want to be early." I did not see why I shouldn't be there early to set up until I got there. You see, my plan was to walk past the fortress and shoot from the jetty, and I did get that shot eventually. What I didn't know was that as I was walking past the fortress, The sun rose between the fortress and the wall against the jetty. If I had arrived there before sunrise, I would have been oblivious to this amazing picture. After the harbor, I copied Photoman and continued my walk holding my tripod set up. One of his photography clients said she thought Photoman was like an animal who could use their senses to find food and water, except he used those same senses to find the perfect place to take photographs. Guess what? I was like that morning. I felt something was pulling me to go to a certain direction, and my eyes would be drawn to look at certain things. I knew it was the spirits guiding me because I'm familiar with the ways they communicate with me. But that made me wonder, is Photoman guided purely by his experience, or is he also guided by his spirit's guide? I ended up enjoying the photo shoots immensely. It was actually fun to slowly figure things out. From time to time, Photoman's voice came to my head. Come on, we're losing the light. But I told myself it was fine. No need to hurry. I can come back the next day. I decided that feeling good was more important than having nice photographs. And that's how I realized I could stand on my own. And because I alone decide who I am, I crowned myself the photo queen. Did you know that my name Stephanie means crown? Thank you, Photoman. Goodbye, Photoman. May you be your sovereign self, always. Love, Stephanie said, the loving energy. Here's the interview with Anna Rebelou. I was excited about it, even more excited because it's my first ever interview in Greek. And now I'm super excited because of my self-portrait. I put a link to this interview in the description. (2.1) The Divine Review's Fu-Foo. The Divine Review TDR is a quantum health process that typically runs for 5 to 8 weeks, approximately 12 to 14 hours appointment time. Mocha Ahern was inspired by Anita Mujani's near-death experience as detailed in her book Dying to Be Me to create this unique modality for bringing phenomenal transformation to committed individuals. All sessions are conducted online via Zoom. The first 2 steps of the TDR process, the TDR introductory session and Dying to Be Me book discussion, are always free of charge so that you will have necessary information to decide if and when you want to engage in the whole process. To read more about TDR or to schedule a TDR introductory session, please use the links in the description. I thought it was time for another TDR hypnosis session since I have entered a brand new chapter of my life. Mocha generously came to my assistance. During the session, I could feel the formation of a crystalline structure within me, and from time to time, I could feel part of my body trying to break free in order to expand. It was a bit like popping bubble wrap. My form expanded as the bubbles popped, and instead of perceiving myself as pure energy like I had experienced before, I transformed into a copper-colored crystal structure of a human form that was bigger than Zeus, the Olympian god. Legends say Zeus died on my island, and his head became Mount Euctus. Imagine how big Zeus was if his head was the size of a mountain. If the sky had a ceiling, I would have been holding it. I told Mocha I was speaking from a high place, and guess what I knew from this high place? What I knew for certain was that I didn't know what was going to happen or how anything was going to happen. I saw how even God didn't know because they didn't peek. They had no reason to peek because they knew all was perfect. And all was perfect because that was the design. I somehow find it very funny that I didn't know anything, and I started laughing so hard. Usually, clients experience all sorts of wonderful emotional states, such as freedom, love, and oneness. When Mocha asked me how I was feeling, I told her, I'm full of myself. I realized it was a very nice thing indeed to be full of myself. Who or what will I be full of if not myself? Fu, or other people's thoughts and beliefs. And by full of myself, I meant my true self. Instead of emerging into the new, I was becoming my original design. The nickname I came up with to describe this full of myself state was Fu-Foo, a fool who is full of herself, ready to go on a brand new adventure. The Fool card is my favorite card of a tarot deck. It's about an innocent person going on a journey unafraid because she trusts that the spirits are with her. The nickname is Fu-Fu instead of Fu-Fu because it's how this Chinese person likes to say it. See how the imperfection is perfection. (2.2) Hello Quantum Pain Release. Name change. The modality I offer, which is exclusively for releasing pain, has a name change, although the initials remain the same. It was quantum pain relief, and now is quantum pain release. Honestly, the name with relief sounds like a temporary fix, and it definitely downplayed the power of QPR. The fun part is that the very appropriate name change wasn't brought on by the QPR founder Mocha Ahan's brilliance, but by her mistake. To give you some context, the original QPR website has a .net domain. Here's what she wrote in an email to all the QPR facilitators. Recently, I was renewing some domain names and checked to see if the .com web address was available for QPR. I do this every so often just in case. This time, to my astonishment, it came out available. I couldn't believe it and double-checked the name I typed in. LOL, I had typed in release instead of relief. After thinking about it a bit, I realized that release seems to fit the modality better than relief, and the initials even stayed the same. See how imperfection is perfection. (3) Hubris. The thought of the moon cycle is hubris. The word hubris came up when I was watching a drama series. A crime lord was captured by a young gangster boss who said he wanted to take over as the boss of the crime bosses. The crime lord called him hubris. I didn't know the word, so I looked it up. Hubris refers to excessive pride and overconfidence, which can lead a person to have an inflated self-belief to the point that they disregard limitations. Interesting, I thought. The crime lord became the crime lord because he took out several mafia bosses, and the young gangster was basically just copying him. Either they were both hubristic or none of them were. The word hubris originated from ancient Greece and was considered one of the classic human fatal flaws that led to a person's downfall. The examples that came up were quite puzzling, though. Take Arachne, for example, who told the undercover goddess Athena that her expert weaving skills were her own talent and not because she was blessed by the goddess, as the undercover Athena suggested. When Athena revealed herself, Arachne challenged her to a weaving competition. Athena wove a tapestry of the Olympian gods and goddesses, including herself, in their glory, while Arachne wove a tapestry featuring the same gods and goddesses in their violent or lustful act. Athena was so enraged that she turned Arachne into a spider. The myth suggests that Arachne brought the punishment on herself by her hubristic act. It seemed to me that she merely questioned authority and exposed the ugly truth about them. Another popular hubris example is Icarus. As part of a plan to escape from King Minos' prison, Icarus' father, who was an inventor, created 2 pairs of wings. The father warned Icarus that he must not fly too low because the moisture in the air would weigh down the wings, and he must not fly too high either because the sun would scorch the wings and melt the wax that held the feathers together. It was Icarus' first flight, and when he was finally free from the prison, he was so excited that he flew too high. The sun melted the wax, the wings fell apart, and Icarus fell into the sea and died. The myth says Icarus died from his hubris. Wait a moment. Do you know that it takes 3 to 6 months to learn to fly a plane? Wouldn't it be Icarus's inexperience that got him killed? And why was he in the prison in the first place? It was because the father who designed the labyrinth leaked his design and the labyrinth's secret location to Theseus, who killed the Minotaur that was kept in the labyrinth. So basically, the father dragged Icarus into this mess, which led to Icarus' tragic death when he was still a teenage boy. My understanding of hubris is that it really depends on who is doing the narration, or rather, who's judging. During this moon cycle, notice what label or labels you were given when you acted outside of people in authority's expectations, and what actually happened. Many people feel suppressed or triggered by authority figures, and sometimes this is rooted in past life trauma. In the guided meditation video, Sitting with St. Catherine, Past Life Exploration for Healing Persecution Wounds, St. Catherine guides us to the past life connected to our difficulties speaking up or expressing ourselves. St. Catherine is an enlightened soul who works in a realm beyond religion, and you don't need to follow any religion in order to receive her help. I put a link to this video in the description and the end screen of this video. Four, Sekhem Pyramid Transmission, Addition, Tough Love. During a Sekhem treatment, a client started crying. I was glad she felt safe enough to express her emotions, and since she didn't say anything, I continued the treatment in silence. The crying became wailing, her upper body moving as if something deep inside was surfacing, yet she made no attempt to wipe her tears. I thought about asking how she was, but the spirit stopped me. She quieted down after a while, but soon after, she started laughing. Her eyes were still closed, and her upper body was once again moving, this time because she was laughing so hard. When the treatment was finished, I asked her why she was crying and laughing. She said, "I don't know, but it felt so good that I didn't want to stop myself. I thought you would be okay with it." Yes, I was more than okay with it. I was glad she could express freely. We had a little chat, and I noticed something different about her. I had always known her to be exuberant, but now she seemed peaceful, as if a war inside her had finally stopped. I can hardly recognize myself from 2 years ago. She told me she had been on antidepressant medication, and in the end, her sister's tough love helped her snap out of it. I wondered if the exuberance was the way she reinvented herself. I wasn't sure about tough love, but then I wouldn't know how a relationship between sisters works. I did suggest that the tough love from her sister was enough, and she could be gentle with herself moving forward. Sekhem Pyramid Transmission started when an idea came to me to share Sekhem in a simple way. It is not how I normally facilitate a Sekhem treatment. What I do with Sekhem Pyramid Transmission is that I channel a certain amount of Sekhem energy for you. I also create a pyramid for you as sacred place, to be placed around you when you are receiving the transmission. My Divine Spirit team fills the pyramid with elements and colors according to the moon cycle's collective energy needs. You can receive this transmission at your convenience during this moon cycle. Here's what you need to do in order to receive this transmission. 1. Get comfortable by either sitting with your back supported or lying down on your back for relaxation and circulation. 2. Give intention to the effect of, I would like to receive the horse issue number 5, Sekhem Pyramid Transmission now, to my highest good and will. 3. Relax for about half an hour. That's it. This time, my Divine Spirit team filled the pyramid with vibration of damask rose, rain, love, and diamond. Look up the properties of these items if you feel drawn to. You may or may not feel anything. It's fine. Having sensation is not a requirement. The only requirement is that you're willing to receive. Please remember to say, to my highest good and will, so you know you are in control. If you have any questions, please leave a comment here. I would love to hear about your experience. If you want to share the gift of Sekhem Pyramid Transmission with your friends, please send them the link to subscribe for the Loving Energy newsletter. The link can be found in the description. Five, I allow my fullness. The You Are Amazing affirmation of this moon cycle is, I allow my fullness. Several years ago, before receiving a TDR hypnosis session from Mocha, a friend told me that she dreamt of me and I was a giant doll wearing a gorgeous pink dress. I thought it was nice and a good omen for my session because TDR is all about expansion. At the time, I didn't know I could go to that special realm so easily and that it would feel so natural for me, and I thought I was doing something wrong. Jesus appeared and suggested I go for a walk. Mocha said, "Okay, let's go for a walk," and I did. So I started walking in my vision, and as I walked, I became a giant, rising to the size of a mountain, and it was an amazing feeling that the bigger I became, the less I was aware of myself. It was like I expanded to the point that I became one with everything. But still, afterwards, I told Mocha I wasn't comfortable being that big. I felt I would become incompatible with Photoman. It turned out you can't really control your own growth and the path that you are designed to take. One day, Photoman told me he was leaving me. That day was the day I had to start writing the Loving Energy newsletter Horse issue number 2, where I mentioned I wasn't doing well, but didn't say the reason. Somehow Photoman's sudden departure didn't stop my creativity. In fact, ideas flowed out of me as rapidly as my tears. Since that day, I haven't stopped creating. After the newsletter, I created 6 series of short videos to publish on 4 social media platforms. I cried my way through the creative process. Every video message felt meaningful to me and triggered even more tears. I thought to myself, if those messages could touch me like that, they could touch others too. During these past few months, I also started a Greek YouTube channel in addition to my English channel, and committed to posting 1 Greek video and 2 English videos per week. The Spirit woke me up every morning and guided me to more videos for the future. And then my creativity expanded to the visual side too. I mean, thumbnails don't make themselves, and then there were the self-portraits. I thought I was falling into a dark hole when Photoman announced his departure. Instead, I felt I could breathe. With no one next to me, I don't know whether I finally expanded into a giant. All I know is that I feel free and full. During this moon cycle, say to yourself, I allow my fullness, daily and often, and see how free and full you become. Since content ideas started pouring out of me, I haven't received a single client appointment. I guess this is where my path is leading me. At the same time, I still need to support myself financially, so I started a Buy Me a Coffee page. If you feel my work has supported you in your journey, you can now support me back through buymeacoffee.com/thelovingenergy and paypal.me/thelovingenergy. Thank you. Let me give you a preview of the latest guided meditation video, Archangel Raphael Opens a Pathway to Love, which will be published on YouTube on Tuesday. I love this thumbnail so much. It feels like a box of the most luxurious chocolate. It inspired me to name this new series of angel healing videos Gift from the Angels. Please subscribe to the Loving Energy YouTube channel if you haven't already. If any of the videos support you in your journey, please press like and leave me a comment. It will really help my channel grow if you will share it with your friends or on your socials too. We have reached the end of the horse issue number 5. The next issue will arrive at your mailbox on the 14th of July, Tuesday, which is the first day of the 6th month in the Chinese calendar. Yes, the next new moon day.